everyone, welcome back to another video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be discussing how to use the mean function in Matlab or Octave. Let's get started. I have a blank.m file open right now in my editor tab in Octave. The very first thing I'm going to do is build a matrix. I'm going to build a matrix A. It's going to be a 3 by 3 matrix consisting of 3 rows and 3 columns. To create my matrix, I'm going to use square brackets. To separate my row elements, I'm going to use spaces. And to move on to the next row, I'll use a semicolon. I'll run my code and navigate over to the command window, and you can see the matrix A that we've built. It's our 3 by 3 matrix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let's take the mean over all of the columns of matrix A. I'm just going to write a comment indicating our plan. I'm going to assign this value to the variable b. I'm going to type mean, and in the mean function, I'm going to type a. This will take the mean over all of the columns of matrix A. Navigating over to the command window, you can see that b is assigned a row vector, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 is in fact the arithmetic mean of each column from matrix A. We have 3 elements because we have 3 columns that we're taking the mean of. Another way to do this is to use a second argument for the mean function. We're going to use the number 1. The number 1 indicates that we would in fact like to take the mean over all of the columns. Our variable C and our variable B are going to return the same exact results. Using this second argument as the number 1 is the very exact same thing as using mean with only our first argument, our matrix A. This is because by default, when we take the mean of a matrix, the default that Matlab and Octave uses is taking the mean over all of the columns. I'm going to run my code and navigate back over to the command window to show you that B is in fact the same thing as C. So there's 2 different ways that we can do this. There's 2 different ways that we can take the mean over all of the columns of a matrix. Next, I'm going to take the mean over all of the rows of matrix A. I'm going to assign this value to our variable d. Now let's take a look at the innards of our function here. I've specified a second argument, the number 2. By specifying the number 2 means that we're going to take the mean over our row dimension. I'll go ahead and run our code, navigate back over to the command window, and you can see that we've created a single column vector, D, consisting of 3 elements. And we have 3 elements because we have 3 rows that we're taking the mean of. And we return the arithmetic mean over all of the rows of matrix A. We return 2, 5, and 8. Now just remember here, the way that this works when we have our variables B and C, we end up with a row vector. For variable D, we end up with a column vector. Just in case, let's hypothetically say that we don't want a column vector. We can easily change it to a row vector using the transpose operator, this little apostrophe. And here our result has been changed from a column vector to a row vector. And vice versa, we can go the other way and change our row vector into a column vector. So back to taking the mean. Our final step is going to be taking the mean over the entire matrix A. I'm going to assign this value to the variable E. In order to take the mean of the entire matrix, we're going to take matrix A, and we're going to stack each element of matrix A on top of each other into a single column vector. In order to do that, I'm going to use A parentheses colon close parentheses. So taking a look at the innards here, this operation will take all those elements, stack them all on top of each other, and we're going to take the mean over that entire column that we've just created. When we run our code, we can see that E equals 5. 5 is the arithmetic mean for our entire matrix A. And there you have it. There are many different ways that we can use the mean function. We can take the mean over rows, over columns, over the entire matrix itself in Matlab or Octave. It's a very helpful function, and it's helpful to know exactly how to use it. Thanks for watching.